it heats up the whole center part of that garage.
Do you have a tank, propane tank above ground or underground?
One in ground, 500-gallon in ground, 500-gallon above ground, and two 500-gallons down at the shore.
I'd like to call the Cecil Township Board of Supervisors regular monthly meeting, Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Please rise, salute our nation's flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the record show Supervisor Gizio, Cassiola, Fisher, and Barney are present. In addition, Don Januso, Township Manager, Jack King, Assistant Township Manager, Director of Planning, Sean Bukovinsky, Chief of Police, Jeff Usman, Director of Public Works, Fire Chief Ted Wolford, make sure, Dan Miller, Southbridge EMS, Engineer Dan Dizeroth, Gateway Engineers, Township Solicitor Attorney Gretchen Moore. At this time, we will take citizens' comments will be taken for any item that be voted on by the board that appears on the agenda. General Township comments or questions will be addressed after the Board of Supervisors' discussion of old business. Please step to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes as a courtesy to other residents.
Candy Wather, mine is on 59/2026. I am not sure, but I believe that this standard code of conduct policy would be for appointed board members. I assume that it has something to do with the Parks and Rec. I have a complaint that it only applies to the appointed board members. It should apply, like state law requires, to anybody that's in contact with children, whether it be a volunteer from the Board of Supervisors, the Public Works, whether it be a township secretary that's helping out with your 50-50, it should apply to everybody as the township law states, since we're trying to correct this, not just the appointed. And if that's what it applies to, that's what I would request.
Okay, well, if they're going to partake in being a volunteer, then they should have background screening. Thank you, Candy. Anyone else? Okay, announce this. Ladies Auxiliary is sponsoring a family bingo at Cecil Volunteer 3, 3351 Millers Run Road on Sunday, March 15, 2026. Doors open at 11. Bingo starts at 11:45. Kitchen is open at 11 a.m. Admission is $5, includes 13 games. Children must be accompanied by an adult. There will be a Chinese auction, door prizes, and a 50-50. Payout is $20 per game. Tickets are available at the door, cash only. Ladies Auxiliary sponsor their annual Spring Craft and Vendor Show at the Cecil number 3, 3351 Millers Run Road on Saturday, March 28, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Over 30 crafters and vendors will be attending, and hot food will be available for purchase. There will be a Historical Society meeting on Wednesday, March 17, 2026, 7 p.m. in the meeting room of the municipal building. Also, you can check out the military flag fundraiser out in our lobby. There will be a solar ordinance hearing next Monday, March 9th at 7 p.m. here in the meeting room. Jordan Tax Services will be at the municipal building on Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 12 noon to collect this year's 2026 township taxes. They also will be on site Monday, May 18th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to noon, Friday, May 22nd, 2026 from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., Wednesday, May 27th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to noon. The board would like to congratulate the Camden McMillan High School girls basketball team on winning the WPIAL title Saturday. We wish them good luck on their endeavors of bringing home a PIAA state title.
Can I, real quick?
Yeah. Cindy?
Well, that's what I was going to say. So on Saturday night, the board reached out to Ed Povert, who was acting deputy chief, at the time and asked for members of our fire department to go over to McDonald's in Canonsburg in one of our fire trucks and escort the girls from McDonald's in Canonsburg to the middle school where they were meeting their parents. They happily did it. So I just want to take a quick thank you, say a quick thank you to Ed Poberg, Matt Bloom, Brigham Bloom, Cole Tournay, and Tyler Reeder for taking the evening to go over and escort the girls. I have gotten so many messages from their parents. They were so grateful that we did that. We supported them, and that would not have happened without those guys' help. So huge thank you to the fire department as well.
Okay, our professional staff reports. Dan, you have anything for us? No. Jeff, you good? Teddy, all right? Chief, everybody's good? Yeah.
Not
Well, we do
everybody
get your reports, your monthly reports, so just wanted to see if there's anything extra going on. Okay. Prior to February's Board of Supervisors meeting, we did have an executive session, and it was on a personnel matter. Okay, Resolution 53, 2026, consider awarding contract day of the 2026 road resurfacing program to Youngblood Paving in the amount of $785,684.10. This is the liquid fuels funded project. Do I have a motion? Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Do you want them to go over it really quickly?
Questions?
You can, Joe. I mean,
Yeah, our contract day is our liquid fuels project, and that includes work on Valley View, Lexington, and Profio Road and McConnell Road. That's the scope of work for our contract day. That's our liquid fuels contract. So. Profio, let's see, Profio is from Highland Road to King Road intersection, and from 26 Profio to 80 Profio Road.
Okay. Resolution 54, 2026, consider awarding Contract B of the 2026 Road Resurfacing Program to Youngblood Paving Incorporated in amount of $129,201.30. This is township-funded project.
Yeah, this is the general fund project, and this includes the former Public Works parking lot, some intersection of O'Hara Road at SR 980, Majestic Drive on O'Hara, and near Schifoni Road, and then also a section of Baker Road from Georgetown for a limit of about 600 feet. So that's our scope of work there for that project.
Any questions from the board?
Just to mention that there were 7 bidders on both projects.
Yeah.
Joe hustled to get these projects out to bid, and both projects came in under his estimates, which is important to get out early and see what the paving numbers look like. So just wanted to mention that.
Thank you, Dan.
I just want to mention, too, that Frank plays a very important role in pushing to get that done early, and without him and his experience and expertise, that also wouldn't happen. So a thank you to Supervisor Aguizio for guiding that.
Thank you.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 55, 2026, consider awarding Contract C, the 2026 Road Resurfacing Program to Kazmac Line Striping in the amount of $131,152.15. This is a line striping contract. Yes.
What roads are going to be line striped?
The list is on the second page of my letter, Darlene. List everything, the scope of work is. Sure. But section of O'Hara Road from Route 980 to Muse Bishop Road, Mulwiney Road from Miller's Run Road to McConnell Road, Technology Drive from South Point Boulevard to South Point Boulevard, South Point Boulevard from Arganza to the Interstate 79 ramp, Hill Point Drive from Technology to Technology, Horizon View from South Point Boulevard to Antis Drive, Antis Drive from Horizon View Drive to Milan Boulevard, Town Center Way from South Point Boulevard to the roundabout, Town Center Boulevard from Technology Drive to Town Center Way roundabout, Milan Drive from Town Center Way roundabout to the cul-de-sac at Antis Drive, Corporate Drive from South Point Boulevard to the cul-de-sac, Baker Road from Organza Road to Georgetown Road, Morgan Road from Organza Road to Cecil Henderson Road, Klinger Road from McConnell Road to Corporate Drive, Anger Road from Burnside Road to Technology Drive, North DePauli Road from Millers Run Road to the limit of work before the railroad overpass, and Burnside Drive from SR 980 to Muse Bishop Road.
Okay, can we include Pap Road
Yes,
all the way to Burnside?
yes. It's a unit price contract, and we can add quantity
If the board
if you agree to it.
Yeah.
Well, what's the cost?
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, so we'll have to
We can
go.
bring it back. at
We
the
can bring
next
it back
meeting.
Yeah,
and we
we
can change
can't
order.
include it now. We'll have to figure out what the cost is and then take a
Do it
public
as a
vote
change
on
Do
it.
it as a change order.
Decides.
Right, but we'll just have to take a public vote to change, because what we're voting on tonight is what's already in the contract.
Correct.
Yeah, so just the difference in the line striping contract is there's less competition, there's only two bidders that bid this. We've seen the price of line striping, it just increases every year. You know, we took last year's prices, we added something to them, and they still came overbid. It was still over our estimate by about $6,000, but, you know, the roads that are in the list are, you know, highly traveled roads, and it's important to get this done, so just throw that out to the board for that reason.
Thanks, Dan. It's money well spent. I know from my own personal experience last week. So it helps at night in the fog.
Right.
Seeing that yellow line, something to guide you by.
Right.
Thanks, Joe. We have a motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Resolution 56, 2026, consider ordinance number 2-26 defining specific terms regarding small flow treatment facilities, providing for design standard and proper Department of Environmental Protection permits and approval, providing for the execution of an operation and maintenance agreement between a township property owner wishing to install a small flow treatment facility on their property and a qualified individual, firm, or corporation to properly operate and maintain the facility, providing for repair, replacement, and maintenance of a small flow treatment facility by its owner, providing for enforcement and penalties, providing for escrow, providing for repealer and severability, and an effective date. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 57, 2026, consider a change in employment status of a full-time firefighter, John Hackinson, from full-time firefighter to part-time firefighter at a rate of $21 per hour, effective March 9th, 2026.
So moved.
We have a motion. I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 58, 2026, consider the hiring of Trent Smith for the position of a full-time firefighter at a rate of $28 per hour, effective March 16, 2026.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 59, 2026, consider adopting a standard code of conduct policy for all appointed board members.
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I got a question.
Good.
What is the standard code of conduct policy? What are they?
I believe we were sent an email.
There
from
was an email. I can pull
Gretchen.
it up.
We were sent an email.
I think there was more than one sent. Hold on, I can. Okay.
Can I have it?
It's really long. It's just, I mean, you can do a right to know request. It basically just requires, some of the things it requires are clearances for Parks and Rec Board volunteers and members. Just a quick summary. You have to be a resident. You have to have experience relative to the board you seek. It's just things that we should have put in place a long time ago, and we didn't, so we're correcting that. Refrain from dishonest or unethical conduct, perform responsibilities with independence, integrity. I don't want to read the whole thing, but if anybody wants to view it at the end of the meeting, you can, and it'll also be available via right to know request.
We have a motion.
I made a motion, so move.
Tom second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 60, 2026, considering appointment of Bonnie Pierce to the Parks and Recreation Board for a 3-year term ending January 2029.
So moved.
We have a motion. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 61, 2026, consider the appointment of Robert Ehrig to the Parks and Recreation Board for a 3-year term ending January 2029.
So moved.
I have a motion. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 62, 2026, consider the appointment of ardent staff to the Parks and Recreation Board for a 2-year term ending January 2028.
So
Do I
moved.
have a motion? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 63, 2026, consider the appointment of Stephanie Kelly to the Parks and Recreation Board for a 2-year term ending January 2028. Do I have a
So-
motion?
so
We have a
moved.
motion.
So moved.
We have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 64, 2026, considering appointment of Wendy Johnson to the Parks and Recreation Board for a 1-year term ending January 2027. Have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 65, 2026, discuss interest in holding hearings regarding the ordinance regulating data control centers.
I asked for this added to be the agenda. If anybody's paying attention to what's going on in South Strabane and quite honestly across the country, data centers are kind of the next big thing that's coming, and it's important for us to get ahead of this sooner rather than later. Dawn has sent proposed data center ordinances to us. I can ask him to send it again if you can't find it, but I think we need to get a meeting on the books sooner rather than later. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So would anybody be willing to do it at least an hour before our next Monday meeting? So, do it at 6. Yeah, so 6 o'clock before our next monthly meeting, which would be April 6th.
April 6th.
If 6 p.m. If anybody has any ordinances that they want to send, like I said, Dawn sent some sample ones. I was trying to get the one that South Strabane was working on, but I haven't found it yet, so.
Penn Futures has one
Okay.
that they, like a model that they created.
Okay, I'll look there, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can send them to us, and also it's a open public hearing, so it'll be like our old oil and gas ordinances or when we did the solar ordinance. So. April 6th, so it's an hour before our next monthly meeting, so it'll be April 6th at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Okay. Resolution 66, 2026, consider the Board of Supervisors minutes from the Monday, January 5th, 2026 reorganization meeting. We have a motion. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 67, 2026, consider the Board of Supervisors minutes from the Monday, February 2nd, 2026 regular monthly meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion. There's a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 68, 2026, consider the general fund invoices from February 1st through February 28th, 2026.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Frank, before you go into the next thing, I want to mention something about something we acted on for your information regarding those small flow treatment plants. We don't have any in the township yet, but we have a resident that has a septic system that's very serious malfunctions, and it affects his own home and his neighbors around there. And he had gone to the DEP to look at it into an on-lot system. It's for individual house treatment plant. And the DEP, we learned, because we don't have any, that they have regulations that they expect us to at least administer it. And so we did come up with an ordinance to work with people, but I was surprised that the regulations that the DEP has, that they don't require those owners to have a certified operator like they run these big treatment plants. But they have to have some escrows and things like that to make sure they maintain it. And I just want to tell you, if you have a septic system and you're having a malfunction, they look like they're pretty reasonably priced. Even if you have no alternative on, like alternate sites on your lot, sometimes that's the only way to go. And at least we're going to find out how it works on this first individual who has an application in. But there's a lot of malfunctions that haven't become real problems or trouble yet, and they probably can get worse and worse. So we're watching this closely too, and hopefully to help other residents too.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we'll take citizens' general comments.
Kara Sheridan, 58 North DePauli. Just wondered if there was a draft solar ordinance that you could send before the meeting?
It's posted online. If you
This-
look online under proposed ordinances, it's under there.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
AC Rowland, 52 Sycamore Street. I just wanted to set the record straight about some facts, not rumors like the laughingstock, the hate pages peddling propaganda, misinformation, and personal attacks on our fire department. Now they're using our firefighters, its leadership, both paid and volunteers, as political ammunition for their own online entertainment. That needs to stop. They're not talking points. These are our neighbors. They are the men and women who give their time and their energy and put their lives on the line to protect this township. They deserve respect, not distortion. Our township's firefighters are not failing. They are strong. They are committed to improving every year. Fire protection in Cecil Township is provided by 3 volunteer fire companies, Lawrence, Muse, and Cecil No. 3, staffed by dedicated volunteers, paid firemen who serve around the clock. They train hard, respond when called, and work together to keep our communities safe. From 2021 forward, the Board of Supervisors made a smart, forward-thinking decision by hiring our first fire chief. That leadership has brought better coordination, stronger planning, professional support to our volunteer system. It's not dysfunction, that's progress. And at the February 19th conference, Cindy raised legitimate fact-based concerns about volunteer staffing. Those concerns reflect a challenge faced across Pennsylvania and across our country, not just unique to Cecil Township. Her recognizing staffing limits is not an attack on firefighters. It's how responsible leaderships plan for the future. Discussing emergency response and worst-case scenarios is not fear-mongering, it's preparation. And let's also be clear about the well pad issue near the intermediate school. The distance was reported accurately. The fact was not exaggerated, and it was not invented. Talking about emergency planning does not mean we expect disaster. It means she's taking safety seriously. That's why she was reelected, because she cares about our citizens and in our township. Since 21, real improvements have been made. Teddy, our fire chief, provides leadership, coordination, grant funding, has upgraded equipment, and supported replacements. We've got a new fire truck that's been purchased. Recruitment and training efforts continue to strengthen our response. These are measurable actions that prove this township is investing in safety, not ignoring it. What that hate page is pushing does not represent the majority in this community. Most of us are grateful, most of us respect our firefighters, and most of us want solutions and not this ongoing drama. So tonight I want to say this clearly to our firefighters. You deserve gratitude and not attacks. Our leadership deserves honesty, not distortion. And our communities deserve facts, not manufactured outrage. To our firefighters, thank you for what you do. You show up, you train, and you serve with pride. this township stands behind you guys. And to Cindy, thank you for all you do. And the fact that Barney doesn't stand up on that page and correct this crap
You
just
see, it's
shows
enough.
why she needs to step down.
Thank you, AC.
Me again, Frank. Okay, my other question is, back to Parks and Rec stuff. There are 7 board positions, correct? 7
I believe
seats.
so, yes.
Okay, and we currently have 6 openings, but we appointed 5, correct? So.
Yeah, we appointed
Do we
5.
still have another opening left? There's 2 left.
There's two people on
2
already.
people?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lauren's on there and Barb
Barb.
Russman's on there, so we have 7.
Okay. So you have
7 board members.
Okay, so these current people, did they undergo the background checks?
They will have 30 days. Most of them have already turned them in, but they will have 30 days from today to get them to us. But most of them have already done it.
And they knew about that prior to you passing the code of conduct?
Yes.
Yes.
I did tell them. I also told others so Sean Ardent, who works with the senior center, I told them that the intent was to pass this and just to give them a heads up that this is something so that people aren't surprised. And everybody's been more than willing to do that.
So I don't know that this was answered. Will all volunteers, anybody, be required to do the same thing? Or is it only for your Parks and Rec board
This
members?
specifically applies to boards, but the expectation is that if you're volunteering directly with children, you will have an obligation to provide clearances.
Will there
They're
be a-
free.
Will there be a different policy, like enacted by the board, to say like who it goes into, who you have to turn it into, who's going to be the keeper of that information, like to make sure that the people have actually, like you can check by their name that yes, you received this, this, and this?
The township is the keeper of the information. So when
Okay,
they turn
yeah.
them in, the
But that's not my
township will
question
keep
is,
it.
my question is there going to be some type of policy or something so that somebody wants to volunteer, they know in advance what they have to provide you to volunteer and not be able to show up the day of the event to say, hey, I'm
Yes.
available, can I volunteer?
Yes,
I mean,
they-
I know like AC's volunteered, she said she would possibly volunteer. I just want to make sure that, yes, if she wants to volunteer, that's great, fantastic. But, well, I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying I would like you to have the information for if you did
Can
go
I-
down there, that you would know. You know what I mean? Like, and not get
Can
turned away when you need it.
Can I answer your question? So the Parks and Recreation Board knows who is coming to volunteer. It will be the Parks and Recreation Board's responsibility with the liaison to make sure that they communicate to their volunteers that you are required to turn in clearances. Most volunteers volunteer for multiple events. So once you do it once, you don't have to do it every
I know you
time.
don't have
But
to do it
yes,
every time,
I
yeah.
have complete faith in our Parks and Recreation Board that they will be able to
So
do
I
it.
had complete faith in the township that they would have followed state law and this would have been the process since it's been in every school district and everywhere,
It's
every
actually
church and
not-
everything else.
It's not actually state law, but okay.
Thank you, Candy. Anyone else? Any old business?
So today, I came across a grant through the Lowe's Home Improvement Store with the help of State Rep Jason Ortiz's office. I applied for it. Unfortunately, the township did not get an LSA grant the township and the Area Agency on Aging did not get the LSA grant for renovations to generations, which we were kind of expecting to have gotten. But the Lowe's Home Improvement Grant, fingers and toes crossed, is absolutely perfect. What we're asking for is flooring, appliances, paint, which is exactly where you go to get those things at Lowe's. So it's a community grant that we came across. I applied for $75,000. I have no idea how many people apply or how many they're handing out. The deadline for the application is March 20th. Ours is turned in today, so fingers and toes crossed. But I promised the seniors and I promised the Area Agency on Aging that I would continue to pursue opportunities for that. So if you ever see of any or you think of anything that would be important, I think it's important that we make some improvements over there.
Can we as citizens volunteer for painting?
I've thought about that. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can get some grants. But if I can't get grants, that may be the route we have to take. So,
Thank you, Cindy, for taking it on. Any other new business?
Yes, I want to say something about the last remark that was made. I have nothing to do with that Facebook page, Laughingstock, and I wished I would be quit being accused of running it.
AC, that's enough. It's hard for us to control things on social media. I mean, let's face it, we've all been bashed and slandered, a lot of us up here, but
And
take
especially
it with a
me.
grain of salt. You know what I mean?
Especially me.
Okay, anyone else? No. Can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting? Motion, second? Second. This meeting is adjourned. Huh?